Hello everyone, and welcome to the video. I'm Varyn, and today I'll be making an update video talking about all the good, the bad, and the ugly changes made to the Blood for the Blood God legendary enchant this season. I meant to get this video out sooner, though I had to spend a good significant amount of time testing, and now I feel that I can give my thoughts. As I go over the notes, I will be showcasing how I'm still staying competitive in the Ascension DPS meta with Blood for the Blood God, as well as showcasing a bit of gameplay as a Blood God tank after the changes. If you enjoy this updated content, then consider liking the video and subscribing to follow my journey in Ascension WoW. Also, don't miss out on future giveaways by clicking the bell icon to stay notified instantly. Now let's go over all these changes. To stay specific to this video, I am only going over the changes to Blood for the Blood God, as well as the changes to the Malice Capstone and Fellstriker. If you think any of these changes are too harsh or not enough, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start with the critical damage debuff. The buff obtained after doing a favor of the Soulflayer explosion is now completely gone. It was a 30% critical damage buff for 15 seconds that was quite frankly really effective in all regards, and truthfully speaking was the first reason I chose this legendary. I always try to take critical damage on any DPS character as it increases your flat damage to your most damaging hits. This is a recipe for success that is unfortunately gone now and will be missed. I believe that stacking critical damage by other means would be the best solution to this. Next, and still about the same ability, just this time it's the uncapped AoE explosion. The ability Soul of the Soulflayer's damage has been reduced in attack power scaling by 50%. This change is pretty straightforward and tough to work around as there isn't anything to mitigate this damage decrease. Before the change I was seeing 24,000 critical hits, and now it's only 13,000 damage critical hits with a max explosion. The damage is still alright and well worth using as it's all uncapped AoE, meaning you will hit every enemy in your range. In for the Kill is next, though this change I know the least about, but I'll still run by it real quick. They fixed an issue where Rend would hold its original duration while its ticking speed was getting increased by haste. This is unintentional as increasing haste will increase the duration of your damage over time abilities. For instance, with no 10% haste totem, the Rend ability will be a 15-second duration. With the Wind Fury totem, the duration is dropped down to 14 seconds. This doesn't seem like much, but remember reducing the time it takes for your bleeds to deal their full damage means more damage for you, and the seconds shaved off of those abilities can add up to extra uses by the end of the boss encounter. Now talking about a random enchant I know a lot about. Perforation got a debuff where you only gain back a second and a half of uptime on your Garrote with Rend damage ticks, down from 3 seconds. After doing some testing, I've noticed that before I never had to worry about Garrote ever falling off, and now at some points if my Rend falls off even just for a little bit, Garrote will soon now follow suit as it's not as refreshed as before. So expect to be setting up more Garrotes over time during the boss battle, but it's not too bad. This change would have been a big hit to snapshotting if not for Fellstriker also getting a big debuff this patch, so it's a moderate inconvenience at best for a Blood God. Speaking of Fellstriker, I should put a bit about that in here. This dagger weapon was the best in slot for Blood Gods pre-patch, as you could drop a big 30 stack Garrote on your target while also being within the damage window to get instant criticals, meaning that you'd have indefinite critical Garrote hits for massive damage as long as Perforation with Rend was kept up. It's understandably been nerfed and now only has a chance to increase your critical strike rating by about 20%. Still a decent dagger, but no longer best in slot and no longer absolutely needed to be the top damage. Now the big one, Bathe in Blood's damage decrease. Whew. This is the update change that I expected the most really. The damage over time of your bleeds from the ability Bathe in Blood have been reduced from 9% per stack down to 5%. This still stacks up to 30 times, meaning the percentage damage dropped from 270% down to 150% at max stacks. I find this debuff to be quite noticeable, and so I've been able to fix the gap in damage loss by filling in more instant damage moves into my rotation. I use Whirlwind, Thunderclap, Heroic Leap, and even Blade Storm to fill in for more instant damage. This all seems bad, though I'd like to reassure you that Blood for the Blood God is not over, and my current Blood for the Blood God builds and videos are all still 100% viable and still really powerful. I also said in my community post that I had a new idea up my sleeve to relieve all these changes. I will be releasing that video soon, so stay tuned to hear more updates about this absolutely fun legendary enchant. This has been Varyn, and have a great rest of your day.